Leave it alone.
Hey, we're there.
Leave it alone.
Leave it alone. Get my hands off the computer. Okay. Hello, everybody. This is Danny and Wanda from the big Deep South Homestead.
Hello, guys.
Let's just see if anybody's even awake tonight. What do you think?
Oh, they're there.
They're there?
They're there.
They're there. Sounds like something
They're
Sheldon would say.
there.
Yeah, from the Big Bang Theory. Yeah.
They will be here shortly.
They will be here shortly. Okay,
it takes
guys.
a while for YouTube to figure out that they've got to notify people that we're live.
Maybe so.
And maybe they don't.
Sierra's there. Becky's there. Becky's almost always first. Lou, just Lou. Hello there, Lou and Becky and Sierra.
Never had enough food, guys. See, they already answered the question.
Never have enough food. Is that really real? We're going to talk about that tonight because I'm going to beg to differ in some of those areas. Yeah. Good evening. And Danny, how are y'all doing tonight? Well, Mike, we're doing just... Well, let's put it this way. We're doing as good as someone in our condition can do.
What condition is that?
Well, I don't know, but I mean, in our condition, we're doing as good as we can do. If it was any better, we couldn't stand it. If it was any worse, we wouldn't admit it.
Yes. We've got lots and lots and lots of people, and I ain't even going to try and read all of them, but there's a lot of people.
Too many now. Too many now. Never can have enough food, Barbara says.
I think...
Oh, here's Firefly Woods. Hi, y'all. I used to be Firefly Moonfire.
She changed the name. I'm glad you told us.
I'm glad you told us, yeah.
Because I would think we just had a new
subscriber. You can always tell it's Beth. Howdy, y'all.
That Texas accent.
Got that Texas accent there.
Coming through.
Need a big round hat and a big old glass iced tea about that big round.
Sierra is making pickle relish. Ooh. I finished off my pear relish, one jar that I had open today. I've got a few that I canned, and I thought it was right good. I like the pear relish.
The pear relish was very good, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
Turned out really good. We got somebody from Maine, Lois Young from Maine.
Hello.
I know y'all are cool up there. We were wishing we were that cool down here.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of videos last night, Mr. Danny. You can flat foot build a house.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I appreciate it. I don't know why. I only spent 26 years doing it, so I guess I should know.
He is a perfectionist when it comes to building houses.
Yep.
You don't cut corners.
Oh, there's Mr. John Walker here. He says, doing better. And thanks for the prayer. You are more than welcome, my friend.
Thank you. I'm glad to see you up and about. Tommy said your dinner video looked yummy. I did one, I think, on Crazy Days, showing how to cook some jarred pink-eyed purple whole peas.
I got you.
So if anybody's interested, they can go over Crazy Days and find out how I cook pink-eyed purple whole peas.
Of course, Beth says she just canned 24 quarts of pears, 14 pints of pear butter, and still ain't through. That's what I'm talking about.
Beth had a truckload of pears. I mean, the whole back of their truck was full of pears.
Look,
somebody gifted them pears.
When it's there, you got to do it.
So that's my thing. She wanted to know, Beth's the one that asked, can you ever have enough canned food?
And the answer is yes.
We talked about this
yesterday. Well, you talked about it. I talked to Wanda a while ago. She says, Wanda was telling me, I don't think you can have too much canned stuff. And I told her, I says,
I mean, in some instances.
I'm gonna probably buff you bubble.
Yeah.
You know, because you can have too much of something, okay?
Something.
I'm gonna tell you what it is that you can have too much of. And we learned this the hard way.
Well, I was excited. The first
Wanda got excited when we first got married, and it wasn't about being married. It was just she was... That didn't come out right there. Okay.
Okay, that didn't really good.
Okay.
It was because he had all these fruits and
I had so many
everywhere.
Fruit trees everywhere bearing fruit, and I had peaches hanging everywhere. We had apples and strawberries and blackberries and blueberries.
Huckleberries.
We had just anything here at Deep South Homestead that the mind would
And I was excited.
Wanda was so excited, and she canned like 200 jars of jelly.
I mean, I had every variety of jelly imaginable that I could do with what he had. And then I did like peaches and apples and pears and figs and fig preserves and strawberry preserves. And I did apple jelly and applesauce, pear sauce, We had huckleberry jelly, blueberry jelly,
Blackberry jelly.
blackberry,
Two kinds of blackberry jelly. Dewberry jelly.
mulberry jelly.
Mulberry, yeah.
And then I would combine, if I had a few berries left, I would make a mixed berry jelly. Y'all, I just went crazy.
She did. And we had like 200 jars of jellies and jams.
And we still have
And
some of them.
we still have those
6
jars.
years later.
6 years later, we still have some of those jars. So, and they're still canning jelly. So you can can too much jelly. It takes about 12 jars of jelly a year for us. And we try to do a 2 or 3 year supply. So 12, 24, 36, 36 to 40 jars would probably do us.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we still probably got hundreds.
And so every year since, I've made jelly because I love it. But I'm learning to do other things with my fruit besides just make jelly. Now, apples, I do the apple slices and I do some applesauce. Pears, we do the pear slices, and I've done pear sauce. But figs, I've learned to do whole because we have all these fig preserves that nobody eats. I never liked fig preserves that much, and he liked them, but they were too sweet. So I had all these jars of fig preserves from the last 4 or 5 years. We started just making whole figs. He loves them.
I love the whole figs better than I like all the other stuff.
Howdy, Dee. How are you? I miss seeing you in here. Thank you, Gemini. When I feel good, I smile more. I'm not in a good mood. I'm kind of.
Just all depends, huh?
Yeah, you ain't saying nothing.
Look, I was like, okay. I've seen a lot of questions go by. We hadn't.
Y'all just put them back.
Cindy says I want to try making homemade fig Newtons. Wanda made them.
I made them. I have a recipe. It's a gluten-free recipe on Deep South Homestead, I believe. Look up gluten-free fig Newtons or homemade fig Newtons. I dehydrated the figs, rehydrated them somewhat to make the fig Newtons. You can use the fig preserves.
Yeah.
I think, and it would do the same. But I was using dehydrated figs because I wanted to know how to do it with dehydrated figs. And Danny loved them. I just hadn't made any lately.
I love homemade fig Newtons. I really do.
They're really, really good.
The only problem is I'm really glad we did can a lot of fig stuff because this year our fig tree has no figs.
Well, it has them, but very limited.
Very limited. I think we canned like 4 quarts of figs all year, and we usually do like
100
or more. Yeah.
Yeah. Our figs are like 2 months late, and they're tiny, and they're hard as rocks.
Yeah.
And they finally get ready, and I pick 1 or 2 today and 4 or 5 tomorrow, and we just stash them till we get enough. And y'all did 3 or 4 jars?
Yeah, about 3 or 4. I don't remember. Me and Amanda done them the other day.
While they were doing water bathing, they just got them out and did it.
Wanda, I saw hold on, there was a question about, do you have
a gluten-free bread recipe?
Yes.
Yes, on Deep South Homestead, type in gluten-free bread recipes. I've probably made a couple of different kinds. But yeah, and I want to do some bread here before long. I had thought about it in the last few days of making some.
Tommy says, I want to make the pickles that Danny likes. Got the refrigerator pickles?
The refrigerator pickles.
Yeah.
Yes, Crazy Days has the refrigerator pickles. If you look up refrigerator pickles.
Eva said the cement walls for their root cellar was poured yesterday. Yes!
Whoa, yeah.
Love it. Love to see people get stuff like root cellars and things like that done so that they got a place to store their food. Now, where she's at is probably cool enough that she can really enjoy it. She can probably hang meat where she's at.
Yeah. Well, ours is kind of hot.
Ours stays hot.
But it still serves its purpose.
It still serves its purpose, but it's deep in the ground, but the ground here just gets hot.
Jelly,
yeah, you can have too much jelly.
Unless you just eat a lot of jelly.
Well, if you eat 200 jars of jelly,
But now,
something's wrong.
What Beth and I were talking about, Beth has enough peas for 3 years. Okay? We have enough green beans for 3 to 4 years or more. So if you have that much, what is the odds of next year? Do you still need to plant a huge garden of green beans or peas? And the thought was, I told her, I said, keep up with how many jars you use this year. Because you have a 3-year supply. In 1 year, see how many jars you've used. Plant just enough peas or green beans to make that much plus some to eat, and can up what you used. Don't over can unless you just have an abundance again, but don't fill your whole room full of peas and
Okay.
not fix something else.
David asked the
have a
question. I
variety.
seen it go by earlier, but I just remember he just reposted it. David wants to know, what's the smallest sweet potato you keep to grow slips off of? David, I keep them down to 1 inch in diameter and what, 4 inches?
2 to 3,
4 inches long, something like that. I've learned a lot of times that the small ones
do better.
Make better slips than the old big ones do.
We don't keep hardly any big potatoes
not for making slips.
Making slips. We keep only the little.
I try to get the longest ones.
What do you call them? We call them slip potatoes.
Well, they're vine potatoes, basically.
Vine potatoes,
they make long, skinny potatoes. Some of them be a foot long, some of them be 4 inches, 6 inches, and about yay big around, inch to inch and a half in diameter. I keep those for making my slips out of because they just seem to do better for me.
Yeah, and see, the thing is, we were talking about productive years. Some years you don't have, like we canned a lot of figs in jars, whole figs. We didn't give any away. We canned every one of them last year. If we hadn't, we would be out before next year. And we're hoping for a good crop next year. So a 3-year supply is a good minimum if you can get it. And then add at least a year's supply every year to keep it going.
Yeah.
And that way you're not busting your tail. Once you hit your 3-year supply, you keep that going. It's rotate is my thought.
Okay, Dawn says, Wanda, do you can broth from the mushrooms that you can?
I don't do mushrooms.
She don't do mushrooms. I can tell you that for sure.
I don't do mushrooms at all.
Do you use plain canned figs for the Newtons?
I used dehydrated figs, but if you have a fig preserve, you can use that. It's just that you don't want them wet. It's better that the figs are a little bit dry. I mean, I rehydrated mine. Don't put dehydrated figs in the Fig Newton. I rehydrated them, but a rehydrated fig is not wet and gooey. It's still a little bit on the leathery side, I guess. But if you use, I guess, what I'm thinking is if you're going to use Fig Newton, figs in a jar or preserves, dry them out some in the oven, I think is what the recipe calls for. Not making dehydrated, but drying them out.
Let's just spit this out.
I can't think what I'm saying.
Just spit it out, you know.
You don't want wet figs in your Fig
Newtons. There we go. You want to make them like a leather.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, somebody asked what color do I want my coffee mug. Well, I didn't know I was getting a coffee mug, but if
green.
Green's what I would want.
Green.
Yeah, I would want green.
Yeah, I told him I wanted blue. You wanted green. Cindy says she's stuck on the Fig Newtons.
I saw some more questions go by. I just can't remember what they were. Wheat berries for flour. Yes, if you're going to store up flour, don't grind it and store it. Just store up the wheat berries and grind it when you need it.
Hello, grass-fed. I hadn't seen that one.
Eyes to see is here.
Camo green.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. I always wear olive drab shirts anyway, so that's because I'm always sneaking around somewhere. You never know where I am.
Yeah, white picket fence. A lot of people popping in. So another thing is, don't can things that you don't like to eat, because we canned. I think we only canned like a dozen.
We did that the first year. We did that the first year.
First year.
Now, I like beets, but Wanda.
I don't like them.
She don't like them because she said it tastes like dirt.
I tried them. They taste like dirt. But we had those 10 or 12 jars. We had the last jar this year because we didn't can any more beets.
We ain't can no more.
And so if you don't need them, those jars lasted. We were married 6 years.
Yep. There's probably still one of them in there, ain't there?
No, I think Amanda finally ate it.
Did Amanda finally eat it? Okay.
Something happened to it anyway because I don't do them. And
Texas girl says, do y'all make scuppernong preserves? No.
We just
We make
made
scuppernong.
juice.
I've made scuppernong whole pies before.
Yeah, and we weren't really crazy about it.
Yeah.
It was all
Jennifer
right.
said that their sweet potatoes are doing wonderful. Woo, the chat's going faster
Is
than I
it
keep
too
up.
late to plant sweet potatoes in Texas?
Yes. Yes,
Ours
it's too
will be
late,
ready.
man.
We should be digging sweet potatoes right now
We-
because of the problems we had.
Well, we
They're not
normally
ready.
we dig ours at the end of August and the 1st of September. This year we probably won't dig till the end of September into October.
JS says acorns are falling already. They're making flour. Ours
Wow.
are little. They're not big enough to.
Ours are about 3/4 grown. They're not quite big enough to go yet. John says, John Henderson says, I love my beets.
Do you see we may get to 68 on Thursday in Mobile, Alabama? Danny is praying.
I am praying for
that we
cool
get
temperature.
cool temperatures.
I'm like, Father, give me 65, 66, 68. I don't care. Just give me some cold and wind.
Yeah. He every day he's like, just please wind, please blow.
We get up and go work on the cabin every morning, and outside the sun it just kills. I'm like, God, can we just please have some wind? I just want wind to blow because there's no breeze nowhere.
Yeah. Danny, I'm the one with no flowers on the Cherokee. They are all over the place flowering, and I got 2 forming pumpkins. So happy. That's Saddle Ridge. Okay.
Okay. Oh, it went past me. I didn't get to read it.
He's got to run it back.
No, I'm going to have to run the chat back. Y'all got to hold on. I got to stop it. If there is an LCE and you have to take in extra people, we have plans for extra food. So we prep.
Yes, and that's the one reason to can what you can. That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm just reading some of the comments. Y'all
We're
make
not
acre
saying
flour
don't
milk.
can anything. We're saying can. We said in our Facebook group, I've seen these ladies they're on it. They've been canning meat, carrots, fruits, anything they can find. If they go to town and something's on sale, they're buying it and they're canning it up. They should be well prepared, and that's what we do. When we go to town, there's a sale on something. We're getting it and we're canning it. Even though we raised some of our stuff, carrots was one of them. When we got those carrots the other day, you better believe we canned them.
Abundantly blessed. If those fruit trees are in pots, you can plant them any time of the year. Do not wait. They'll get root bound, and it'll stunt the tree back. Go ahead and put them in the ground. Just keep them watered.
Yeah.
Papa Truck said there is a storm brewing. Dorian is brewing in the Caribbean as we speak, down around Puerto Rico. They're saying it's going to come into the tip of Florida by the 29th or something like that. So we'll see what happens from there.
Vicky said it's 55 degrees in
I told you Kentucky was in the 50s. You know what, today here, it was 117 degree heat index here today. I was about to die. I told her, I said, why can't we just have some cool weather?
Yeah, and guys, we had somebody get on to us because they looked at Weather Underground or something for Wiggins or AccuWeather.
AccuWeather, something.
And said, Danny, you always say the heat is or the temperature is over 100, and according to them, it's not been over 100 at all summer. He says heat index.
I always use the word heat index. It feels like when you add humidity and dew point together,
I wish it was only the temperature most days.
Yeah, I mean, it makes the heat index. I don't think we've had a day under 100 and something in like 25 or 30 days. I mean, it's just like crazy.
Abundantly Blessed wants to know, would spinach dehydrate well? I would think so. People make spinach chips and stuff that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lou, you're right. They don't listen. They want to just fuss. I'm good at fussing too. Okay.
There's Quake Lake. Quake Lake made it in.
She was there a while ago. I saw her comment.
Well, I didn't see her comment.
She sent me a message yesterday and said she was going to try and jump on our live. And I didn't see it till this morning. I answered her, and she realized today's Saturday, not yesterday. She said, no wonder I couldn't find y'all last night.
Beth says, how do you make acorn flour? We always have a lot of acorns in the fall. Well, Beth, you have to first boil them a couple of times to get the tannins out. Then you have to dehydrate them. Then you can grind them. It's just a long process.
Homestead Hippie said it was 118 actual temperature in
Woo!
Arizona.
I
But
did
that's
see it.
dry.
I did see Arizona was actually that hot, but I mean, there's no humidity out there usually.
Eyes to see says I'm looking for property and have checked Wiggins. It has been over 100 heat index many times. Oh, most of the summer.
Most of the summer. Okay, Rob, hold on. I unplugged my weather station. I got tired of it showing how. Hey, a thumbs up, Rob. Sometimes I get so ticked off because I get up in the morning and I look, and before I ever walk out the door, the heat index is already
He's already
80.
mad.
I'm already angry. I'm like, I don't even want to go out the door, you know? Oh, man, that's funny. I like that one.
My pepper plants and fruit are small. What kind of fertilizer should I use?
Oh, well, it depends on what's missing in the soil. That's kind of a hard one to answer because I don't know what's missing in your soil. It could be anything. It could be no magnesium to cause cell structure. I mean, it could be calcium. It could be a lot of things.
So see, I've seen some people are putting up corn. They're they're putting all kinds of stuff. Finished our 2018 pecans, hoping for a 2019 crop.
Oh, pecans is something I couldn't get enough
Yes.
of. As a matter of fact, I'm cracking up some of the last. I think I got a quart left.
Yeah.
Pecans that a subscriber on here I got from last year sent me, and thank you.
Yeah, we.
I'm down to the last quarter cracking them.
He'll sit there and crack and eat and crack.
Well,
and eat.
I have myself on a quota. I ate 14 pecans a day because that way I know I'll always have some.
Oh, that's so funny. But
Yeah.
I've made his cookies. We keep some going, and he'll crack during the winter. He sits there and puts them in little Ziploc bags, and I freeze them. And so I have some to make cookies. But when he still has some, he cracks 14 a day. He sits there, you hear him crack, crack, crack. It's kind of funny.
Stephanie wants to know, do you make chestnut flour the same way as you make acre flour? You know what? There's a gentleman on here named Mr. John Hendrickson that
sent
us some chestnut flour. He can answer that.
Yeah, and it tasted good. And I don't know what process he used, but I think he dried them. And if you're doing chestnuts, it doesn't have the tannins in it, so I wouldn't think so. I think you just dry chestnuts and dehydrate them or dry them out and then grind them. Mr. John can answer that, but I think that's what he did. I don't think it has the tannins in it because you can eat chestnuts, off the tree.
Oh, the question's asked before I get out of my head. Are sprouting sweet potatoes okay to can? I would say no, because when they start sprouting, they get extremely stringy on the inside.
Yeah.
And it's like having hair in your mouth or something when you're eating it. And I don't endorse that. I don't think they're that good.
Yeah.
Roxanne says it's hot and humid on the East Coast. Hot as hell, but nice tonight. Not as humid.
Yeah.
Amy says our pecans are falling from the trees, but they are still green.
Ooh.
It might be sometimes worms get in them, sometimes the blight hits them. There's different things that hits them, and they'll fall off early.
Yeah.
Could be a number of things. Not enough zinc.
Yeah. We've been doing a lot of canning. We got pictures.
Oh, do we have pictures?
Let's start with
where do you want to start at?
Butter peas 1, right?
Okay, right there?
Yeah.
Okay, whoa, there we go.
This is what our butter peas are looking like, guys. We picked 3 times now?
Yeah, we picked 3 times. I don't remember how many we've got canned yet. There's a lot.
I think we canned 5 or 6 the first time. I know we canned 6 the second time. Amanda canned one. I canned one time. Amanda canned one time, and then yesterday I canned. Go to the next picture.
I'm looking. Georgia Garden Girl said the Danny corn is 12 foot high.
Whoa!
Now. Yeah.
Shoo!
A Danny corn will grow. I'm telling you.
Okay, this is what those beans look like. They're just hanging in there. Actually, they're peas. They look like butter beans, but they're little fat peas in a butter bean hole. It's just crazy. Now go down to the one that says canned.
Okay, hold on here.
And all the way down.
Right there.
And yesterday, Amanda helped us pick these, and she helped shell for a while, but she had to leave. I canned how many? 13 jars, I think, yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah.
So that should put us over 20, nearly 20 something, 22, 23 jars of butter peas, and they're still loaded. And to fill out my second canner, I canned potatoes.
To finish it out, because they go the same length of time. Now, what is this you got in garden?
Oh, that's you in the other garden across the field. This is what that garden looks like.
Okay, this is me. I'm picking okra. I'm going through there picking okra off of some of the okra plants, and the sweet potatoes in the foreground,
and the cane
popcorn behind me, and then sugar cane.
Doesn't that look awesome, y'all? We're hoping for some more harvest soon.
Beth says, Danny, what do you feel like is going to happen this year? Well, Beth, I don't have enough time on this program to talk about it.
But
I think porch time this time is going to be talking about that.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit about that. So
but
this coming porch time, food is fixing to go up through the roof.
Do you store jars with the lids on? No.
No. Turn them upside down in the box.
Do what?
Turn your jars upside down in the box. Put the top toward the bottom.
I ain't never done
So,
that.
yeah, we do it all the time so bugs don't crawl down in your jars. I turn every jar I do.
Oh, no, they're talking about jarred food.
Well, I thought they meant jars.
No. I was wondering.
I thought it was just empty jars they were talking about.
No. When you jar your food, do you store
okay,
it with
I'm
the
on
lid
a different page than y'all.
He's off on left field. No, we do not leave the rings on. I take all the rings off.
All the rings come off.
I wash the jars, and then we dry them and label them. And we've got sacks on top of sacks of jar rings, and I give away a whole bunch of jar rings.
Are your popcorn cobs red when dry? These will be, because I planted the red popcorn in there.
We have some blue.
I have some blue. I have some white.
Yellow and the white.
Wait a minute. Which one? I forgot which popcorn I planted now. I have to go back and look. I think I planted. I planted the Cherokee white popcorn.
So it'll be white.
So it'd probably be white.
If it's red, I'm gonna be shocked.
Yeah.
Ours should be white.
I need an order another 50 to 100 pounds of popcorn. I pop it and use it for cornmeal. Whoa! I don't have 100 pounds to order to sell.
You pop it and use it for cornmeal. So once you get the corn popped, you run it through a grinder. That's unusual. I hadn't heard of that.
To get seed for next year, do I leave the corn on the stalk? Georgia Garden Girl says, yes, leave it on there until it's completely dry. Take it off, and then slip shuck it. Take most of the shucks off and leave a thin layer of shucks on it. And you can put it in the freezer that way, or you can go ahead and shell it off the cob once it's dry and then put it in the freezer. But if it looks like it's going to be wet or something, you have to take it and hang it up somewhere dry. Yeah. Are there any shortcuts to shelling field peas? We have a pea sheller. Yeah. And it helps with field peas. If you have a pea sheller, it is wonderful. Yeah. It's made by Taylor. I don't remember. I think it's Taylor manufacturer. Danny's had it for years and years and years, and it shells field peas fabulously. Mary says, Danny, how do you know when to pick okra? Well, we only pick okra when it's like 2 to 3 inches long. Once it gets to be like 4 and 5 inches long, we don't even. It's too tough for us. Usually gets tough. When you first take it off the stalk, right next to the stem down there, about 1/4 of an inch up from the stem on the okra, if you take your knife and stick it into it, if it slices real easy, then it's edible. But if you go to cut into it and it feels hard and grainy, just throw it away. Okay, so Cindy clarified she likes popcorn to eat when she pops it, but she also uses the kernels for cornmeal. I knew that, but I was like, okay, I went in left field. Was it you that had a mechanical okra chopper? I have a thing you put on your finger to cut okra with, but I don't have an okra chopper. No. It makes good cornmeal. I bet it does. Yeah. I hadn't thought about it. Does anyone near South Mississippi, there is a muscadine grape, you pick it, opening next week. Oh, for anybody, there is one. That's Olin. Okay, so yeah, I thought I saw somebody on the Facebook group went and picked muscadines this week. Yeah, you grind it as the kernels, not popping it. I get it now. I want popcorn now. We need to go to our pop. Yeah. We may have to make popcorn after this. I don't want Burley popcorn. Roxanne says, I have enough sugar cane growing for next year, about 6 to 7 foot tall now. Just going to replant. Next year.
we are going to be replanting because we're moving ours,
We're
so we
moving
don't
ours.
know how much we'll have for sale this year. It'll be iffy if we have any. So we're kind of ours will be wait and see with sugarcane.
Debbie said the deer got my candy corn.
The weather got my candy corn.
Andrew says, Danny, do you grow elderberries? We have them growing in our holler down here, yes. We bought popcorn to the store to grind so that we can also eat popcorn if we wanted to.
Yeah.
Let's see, this thing is going so fast, I'm having a hard time keeping up with everything.
Do you can water in the pressure canner? Do we can water?
We don't can water at all.
Right.
We have water everywhere. Just ordered 80 pounds of salt, 55 pounds of pink, and 25 pounds of table salt. That's Papa Truck. No, yeah, Papa Truck.
It's called Boggy Creek to pick muscadines. It's Boggy Creek. Danny, I want to plant peanuts next year. I have no idea how to determine space needed and yield.
Depends on the type of it you plant. There's several different varieties of peanuts. You got Little Tennessee Reds, Virginia Fancies, the Jumbos. Depends on which one you want. I prefer the Virginia Fancies. And then we have jungle peanuts that we plant. The jungle peanuts don't have the fungus on them that regular peanuts do for people that are allergic to them. And we usually plant ours about 16 inches apart to give them plenty of room to spread out.
Okay, somebody was asking about my cookbook. I do not have any more for sale. I found 2 in our truck. And so when we hit 100,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away 2 cookbooks. So y'all guys get us to 100,000 and then we'll do a drawing for the 2 cookbooks that are left. I'm going to do a new cookbook at some point, but it's a while.
Rachel said, how long have we grown sugarcane? I would like to know more. I've grown sugarcane my whole life.
He's always done sugarcane syrup.
I've always done sugarcane syrup. So that's all I can tell you. I mean,
but we have a whole playlist on sugarcane syrup and growing cane and chopping cane and the whole 9 yards. So you can find out most anything you want to about sugarcane in our playlist.
Yes.
Our cotton has a bulb on it. It's about to pop and make cotton. Oh, I bet y'all are so excited. I didn't even plant my cotton this year. I forgot about it, and it was probably June before I thought, and I should have planted in May.
Saddle Ridge is right. It's awesome to grow your own food, but do not forget to stop and thank the good Lord above for giving you the abundance of your harvest.
Can I give a quick praise report? That's Cindy. Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Yeah, add it in. Definitely. Anytime there's a praise report, that's always good.
There's lake effect. Dehydrating watermelon makes good fruit leathers. It does. I did some, and it is awesome. It really is when you do watermelon. What do you think about oven canning flour? Well, I have a video on it.
We have a video on it because we do it.
And I oven canned a lot of regular flour, but Danny is gluten-free, so I oven canned some gluten-free flour. I have also canned corn flour because I can use corn flour in things. Now, I do not can almond flour or any nut flour. They do not last as long. If you were going to be rotating out every 6 months, I'd say you could can it. But I just put the almond flour in the freezer. If something happens, he just will have to do without almond flour. I'll have to be doing acorn flour or something. And we have plenty of those.
James wants to know, what is the best sunflower seed to plant? James, that's going to depend on where you live. If you live in the southern states down south here, the big mammoths is almost a no because they're so big that they flip over. It rains so much and the humidity. They fill up with water and they usually rot. So you're going to want a smaller sunflower head.
Our little bitty ones did awesome.
Our little ones are about 6 inches in diameter. I don't really remember the variety of them. They're an heirloom because I save them every year.
I done forgot. Ours were small. Papa Truck said the peanut harvest should start in a week or so.
Captain One has bought out Walmart credit cards.
Yes.
They're in trouble. Yeah, we got a thing about that. Yeah. How
Some
long
do
will
share.
flour keep in the freezer? Indefinitely.
Yeah, a good long time.
Is the peppermint helping with my gluten problem? Yes, Beth. The peppermint, well, I'm not going to say it's helping with my gluten problem. It's helping with my intestinal problems. So
Yeah.
it's not, I'm not staying gassed up as bad as I was or something. It's helped a lot with that.
When I oven can in quarts. I do a quart of flour, and with the grits and stuff like that, I don't oven can those. I just put those in vacuum seal bags with moisture absorbers. But the flour will not can that way because of it'll suck into your.
It'll suck
thing.
in and it won't seal around the lid.
So
You gotta heat the
oven
jars
can
in the
flour.
oven and then do it. Lois says, Danny, I gotta rub it in. It's 57 out right now. I could just.
It's probably what 87 or better outside right now.
It's probably being around. It's probably the heat index is probably still in the 80s. Yeah.
So you think the temperatures drop below 80?
The temperature is probably down around 80. The heat index is probably about 88.
So it hadn't reached the 70s yet.
You hadn't reached that. You guys ever grow chufa nuts for flour? We don't grow it here for flour. We grow chufa for the turkeys and the hogs and stuff like that to eat.
All right, Georgia Garden Girl says she mailed a package yesterday. Check first of the week. Okay, I will. Do you ever grow ginger root? I've got lots of ginger.
Got lots of ginger.
And I also grow turmeric, and I have probably 5 different varieties of ginger. I have the kind you cook with, and 3 or 4 different varieties that I'm not sure if they're usable for cooking or not, but they're nice and pretty plants.
Laura says, what about oven canning cream of wheat? I don't know because I can't eat wheat anymore, so we haven't canned anything.
I've never eaten cream of wheat.
Oh, God, I was raised on cream of wheat.
I've never even eaten it, so I don't know.
I take a bowl of cream of wheat and about 2 tablespoons of sugar, and oh my gosh, it was so good.
Yes, I do have a video on oven canning flour. It's on Deep South, so type in oven canning flour Deep South Homestead. It should pull it up. Why don't you harvest in the evening?
That's because you never harvest your vegetables in the evening because they've been through the stress and the heat of the sun during the day. They need the overnight hours to rehydrate because if you pick them in the evening, they will wilt on you a lot faster, and they are usually very dry and moisture. So you want to always harvest in the morning before the sun ever hits the crop.
And besides that, I like to get up, get everything done, and process during the day because when it gets late in the evening, we're done. We go out and do our animals and stuff, and when we come in, I don't want to be processing veggies at 8, 9, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, because some things are time sensitive when you pick them. Like you take English peas. If you pick English peas, you got about 45 minutes to get those English peas shelled, either in the freezer or start canning them. Sweet corn is the same way. When you pick sweet corn, you got about 45 minutes to an hour to get that stuff off the cob and get it in a bag or whatever you're going to do with it.
Okay, so Mr. John said he has put cream of wheat in those 5-gallon buckets. So I'm not sure if he leaves them in the container they come in and puts it over in there and then vacuum. I mean, I don't know. Are you vacuum sealing the 5-seal, or they just the lid fits down?
No, the lid just screws down on it. I mean,
okay.
Nothing's going to get in it. And you can put it in a Mylar bag and vacuum seal it,
and
then put it in the 5-gallon bucket.
I guess I need to try cream of wheat.
Cream of wheat is some of the best stuff in the world. I just can't eat it because of my gluten issue.
I guess I need to buy some and do a video on Wanda eating cream of wheat for the first time. So, do you put sugar in it? Do you put butter in it?
I put sugar in mine. Can you can cornmeal? Yes. No, you can't can it. You can vacuum seal it.
I vacuum seal cornmeal.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's gamma lid buckets is what he's saying.
Yeah, those are.
Cocoa wheat is even better. So it's got chocolate in it. If it's got chocolate in it, it'd be awesome.
Anything that has to do with chocolate with you is great, and as far as you're concerned, yeah.
Lots of sugar and milk. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like oatmeal. It's just wheat, right?
I would occasionally put some butter in mine, but I usually just use like a tablespoon or 2 of sugar in mine. And just
most everybody's doing sugar and butter or sugar and milk
If you want it to be really creamy, you put milk in it, but I didn't like mine really creamy because I like my stuff just a little bit stiff.
But you could put Deep South Homestead cane syrup in it.
Oh, you could do that, but God, don't even go there because.
Okay, I gotta buy some cream of wheat.
Don't even go there. Don't even go there.
I'm gonna have to try it. Do you depend on a freezer for food storage?
No.
We have
4 freezers full to the top, but we also have probably 3,000 jars canned.
Probably. And in one freezer is mainly seeds. If something
one
happens,
freezer is all seeds. Yeah.
We're not losing food.
Yeah.
One freezer is mainly flowers and nuts and things like that. So if something happened, those can be taken out right quick. We're not losing food, and those can sit at room temperature till they're used. One freezer in the house has mainly onions and peppers and
stuff that we're going to cook within the week.
Yeah. So if that one was to go out and we caught it in time, we could use that stuff up and within a week. We could probably budget for a week. The big freezer we would lose.
Yeah, it's all meat.
It's usually meat, and we can a good bit of meat.
We can a lot of meat.
Now we've got our meat in the freezer too.
Yeah.
So that's
okay. There were some questions went by. I got to go back. Let me get back over here where I was.
One person said they have freezer on solar.
Are you a die-hard cast iron person like me, abundantly blessed? Let me tell you something about me. I have a skillet in the kitchen that's cast iron that cooks nothing but eggs.
And don't touch
my cast iron skillet.
Ask Quake Lake. Quake Lake
or Amanda.
Quake Lake got in here and had a fit when she goes, I touched Danny's skillet and I've got to wash it, and what if I ruined it?
What if I ruin it? 'Cause look, I want my skillet, when you crack an egg in it, you can take it a cast iron skillet, you can shake it around that egg and just run around that skillet. I don't want no eggs sticking in no cast iron skillet. That skillet only cooks eggs.
Quake Lake got her a fit now.
I have so many types of cast iron that it's funny.
But that one skillet
is strictly for eggs.
And somebody said, can you make cornbread and it not be in a cast iron skillet? My mama did. She had a little skillet, and I don't know what it was made out of. It wasn't cast iron, but I've seen them before since then, but not very often. And it was her cornbread skillet. You didn't touch that skillet at all and put anything in it but cornbread.
Yeah.
I
have one here like that that's a small one.
But it wasn't cast iron.
Yeah, I got a cast iron one here like that.
Hers, she kept it, and that's what she cooked. So you can, I've seen people cook it in pie plates.
Yeah.
Or anything. You can make cornbread anyway. It just won't taste as good as an iron skillet.
Right.
Tamara came in. I
see that, yeah. Look, I'm funny about my cast iron. I have certain things for
cast iron and stainless steel. I love my stainless steel.
She likes her stainless steel because when she burns something, she can just stick that stainless steel under some cold water and steam it right quick, and it just all comes loose.
I almost threw a stainless steel pot away the other day, though.
She almost threw a big pot away because she burnt something in the bottom of it, and poor old Danny had to get in there.
It was jam.
You were making blueberry jam.
And I had done one batch and processed it, and I was on the second batch, and Danny asked about something for the cabin, and I went into the living room, and it was almost like 5 minutes cooking, and I went into the living room and went to look something up for the cabin, and got sidetracked and went down a rabbit hole, and 10 minutes later it was all stuck to the bottom.
The sugar in the bottom of it had burnt to the bottom of the pot, and it took about 2 or 3 hours.
I was sick because it was blueberries.
Yeah.
But we got plenty of those. We're not lacking in blueberries.
We ain't lacking.
I looked at him, I said, I'm throwing the pot away. And he says, you are not throwing the pot away.
That's a $50 pot. It's not going to be thrown away. I will clean that pot.
No, that wasn't the $50 pot. That was that little smaller one.
I don't care. I would have took a hand grinder and cleaned it. Something was going to happen.
I scrubbed on that pot forever.
Once you freeze rice to kill the bugs, can you keep it in a plastic bag without it getting bugs again? Yes.
Usually you won't have any problems.
You won't have any problems after you freeze it for about 2 weeks. I see we've got a troll just popped in. There's always going to be an ass somewhere.
Just keep it up, Brenda. You got them.
You just keep doing it.
How long is canned produce good for? I would say when you can something,
You do it right.
rotate out. If it's 5 years old and you haven't,
We rotate every 5 years.
yeah, if you haven't
Yeah.
used it in 5 years, then check it, put it to the front, and make sure you use it. We try to keep ours by years somewhat so that I know I'm using the oldest. Like, we hardly ever have anything really old. In our cellar right now, we might have green beans that's 4 to 5 years old.
Maybe.
We just had the jams and jellies. Some of that was from 2013. But we are slowly feeding that to the pigs and stuff because some of it is just really old. It's still good, but we have fresh. So I rotate out.
Yes, I eat acre and flour. There's no particular type that I'm crazy about. I mean, I'm not crazy about any of it really, but I would use it if I had to. I mean, I've tried several different types. And we do store it up. And Beth is asking, are we going to can most of the pork that we're getting back?
We're going to can some
We're
of
going
it.
to can some of it, but a lot of it will still go in the freezer. Will your jars crack if you can over your elevation pressure? That's a good possibility that they will because you're putting them under too much pressure.
How much sugar cane do you need to harvest syrup?
100 stalks makes 10 gallons of juice. 10 gallons of juice makes 1 gallon of syrup. So it depends on how much syrup you want. If you want only a gallon for the year, then 100 stalks. But if you want 2 gallons, you need 200 stalks. I mean, that's basically.
Barkeeper is my friend. I'm gonna have to get some.
I've got some of that. I did have some of that in the shop. I use it to clean the sinks out there with.
I see Linda and Two Family just popped in.
Let's see.
I'm trying to read and it pops and moves.
Do we have any more pictures?
Probably.
Let's get. We're gonna run out of our
the
pictures.
blonde brownies.
Okay. Wanda made these.
And they were good, and I made some more, but I forgot to film both times. So next time, probably within a couple of days, I make these blonde brownies.
These are the blonde brownies, and she put some chocolate in them.
Okay, so Danny didn't know what a blonde brownie is. A blonde brownie is simply making brownies and leaving the chocolate cocoa out. But what I substituted in was chocolate chunks. It's not chocolate chips, but chocolate chunks. And this is almond flour brownie, so it is gluten-free, and he can eat it. So I'm going to do a video because I was kind of hesitant, but it was really the chewy brownies, and they were really, really good.
Okay. And this is where our gathering will be. Am I correct?
Okay, so yeah, let's mention the gathering. We hadn't done that in a while.
We hadn't talked about the gathering that was
It's going to be.
Danny, will you be selling canned syrup this year? Depends, Beth, if I will or not. Depends on how much we make.
Yeah, we're not sure.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it doesn't show up. I've moved it. Well,
you moved it or done something?
Yeah, it's not going to show up.
What the world is wrong with this one?
Because. All right, hit cancel.
I'll get rid of it right there.
All right. Right there. All right, so I don't know if we have any more pictures.
That was it.
The gathering's going to be March 21st. I don't have a picture of the community center, but it's going to be at a community center not far from our house. We're hoping to have, let me think, just a fun day. I don't know what all we're going to do yet and all, but we're hoping to sit down and relax with people a little more and get to one-on-one talk to as many people as possible that day. And I have a bunch of people helping me, and we hope to make it just a really great, fun day. And we'll have it up on Eventbrite in the next 2 or 3 weeks. We're not charging anything, but we're hoping that people will go to Eventbrite, and if they're coming, we will have a way of keeping up with the number of people that are coming by people signing up there.
Chloe wants to know, is sugarcane easy to grow? It's very easy to grow.
One of the easiest.
And yes, crops. In Zone 8 is very easy. Okay, let me go back. Danny, which kind of cane do you grow for this cane syrup? I honestly don't know what what variety it is because I got it from an old gentleman many years ago, and I've kept the same variety through all those years, so I don't really know. It was P something, P36 or something like that. It's been so many years, I don't know.
Homestead and Bear asked, how long have you been homesteading, if you don't mind me asking? They just started.
The truth of the matter is, we didn't realize we was homesteading until what, 4 years ago? I've lived this way my whole life, and I didn't know there was a name for it. But
We
4
just
years
thought
4
it
years
would be-
ago, we found out on YouTube that it was called homesteading. So
Yeah. We just thought we were poor people that had to grow a garden to eat.
we just felt like that we weren't up to par with everybody else, so we didn't really worry about it. You know.
Let's see.
How are your Cherokee tan pumpkins doing? Well, we got a couple of them growing in a trash pile that's doing okay, but
Finally.
but the bugs and the heat is just destroying
Ours
a lot
just
of
were
them.
slow. I've got the Cherokee Tan versus Seminole playlist on Deep South and Crazy Days, and if you guys will check them out, lots of you are growing some awesome pumpkins, and y'all are even having Mimsy. I think has some that's done turned.
Yeah.
One guy today, I think Independence Homestead or Independence something. He's got a very unique way of salvaging his pumpkins and keeping something from eating them. They're very creative. I've got lots of people in those collabs that are growing them and doing a great job. So y'all ought to check those out. Have you ever made syrup? Have you ever made sugar crystals from your sugar cane?
Well,
I'm not.
I have. Now they're brown. I make the brown sugar crystals from it. I've done that before. Not the white because I don't have the process to bleach any of them. There was questions going by while you just kept talking.
I'm sorry.
You just,
do you sell pieces of cane?
Do you sell pieces of cane? Cindy, it'll just depend on this fall. Once we get planted and we make some syrup for ourselves, if there's anything left, then we will probably sell them.
Cindy says she's already canned 16 pints of pumpkin. Wow.
Wow. Now, Cindy, when you say you canned pumpkin, please tell me you canned it in chunks.
Yes.
Not pureed, because pureed pumpkin doesn't can well. As a matter of fact, it's not even advised to can it that way.
Yeah. Anything pureed is kind of frowned upon because it's hard to get it all through.
The heat doesn't pass through it like it's supposed to.
Like it would if you have chunks.
Abundantly Blessed says, put me on the cane list. You'll just have to contact me when the time comes.
Yeah.
We'll put a video up stating we have some for sale. And you go to our Etsy store when the time is right. It'll probably be in mid to late October.
Yeah. How many gallons of syrup do we usually put back a year? We usually put it in pints and quarts. We do some of both.
Yeah.
We
did
90 something jars.
92 pints one year, but we sold some of them.
Yeah. Probably a dozen or so.
We probably sold a dozen or so.
So we usually we hardly put it in quarts, but we did one year. But this past year, I think we probably had 75 that we kept, I would think.
I think 75 would be it.
And we still have some, so we're not out.
Do we can butternut squash? No. We usually just leave them like they are and eat them throughout the year.
Susan said she got her doTERRA starter kit in
that.
her first order already, and she's loving it. Yes, you guys, doTERRA had a really great sale this week, and I had several people are starting to order and enjoy their oils.
Richard said, "No, Baker's mom. I don't have a set of excuse me. I don't have a set of plans for the shelves in the basement." Richard says, "How do you grow watermelons? Mine won't get bigger than a baseball. Watermelons need heavy fertilization, good amounts of water, good lime, and the pH needs to be about 6.8 to 7. And same thing for cantaloupes. You got to have a steady supply of water and a steady supply of nutrition."
Do we live close to an Amish community?
No. There's no Amish people around us. Hi, Danny and Wanda. I ordered some rattlesnake beans to try in my zone 8B after seeing your beans. They do fantastic. Just don't plant them too thick because if you're in 8B, the humidity is kind of rough on them.
Yeah, we just pulled ours up.
Pulled ours up 2 days ago.
First attempt at canning and can't get the pressure to stay constant, ranging between 11 to 13. So, do you need...
are you canning on gas or electric? That's the key.
And and if you... it's according to where you are you needing it at 15 or are you needing it at 10?
But she needs. It depends on what their elevation is.
Yeah,
If
that's
they're
what I'm
below
saying.
so many thousand feet, they need it at 10. Country.
Teresa said she loves her doTERRA oils too. She just ordered some, I think.
Jennifer says, Danny, off the wall question. Have you seen the Geneva Bible? Yes, I have. Yes.
Mm-hmm. We have a variety of Bibles here.
We have about 25 Bibles here, I think.
And about 6 or 8 different versions.
Yeah, different versions of all kinds of Bibles.
Can you bake with corn syrup? With cane syrup?
Right.
Yes. We make, we use it in his sweet potato dessert. There's cookies and cakes you can use it in. You can substitute cane syrup in lots of things. You just got to know that the taste is different because cane syrup doesn't, it gives it a cane syrup taste. You just got to know that it's going to change the flavor of what you put it in.
Any recommendations for earthquake precautions for storing canned goods? Yeah. You got any old socks in the house that you're not going to use? Cut them in like 1 or 2 inch strips and slide them over your jars and put them so your jars don't bang against one another and break. Or you can use rubber bands around them. Those work good.
Yeah.
And what spacing you use for your rattlesnake beans in 8B? I usually put mine about 8 inches apart.
Okay.
Lake Effects said the rattlesnake beans did good in 6B. They usually do pretty good in a lot of zones. They probably do better in 6B than they do in 8. Roxanne said, I planted deep south sugarcane. Yeah. Good. Nikki said, no gas, electric. Sorry.
They're asking, somebody's
asking. Okay.
Have y'all ever, because she's on an electric stove. That's what it was. I got it.
You may be like us. We have one burner on our electric stove, but we cannot regulate. Mm-hmm. It will not regulate. And
I've been quitting with canning on it. I don't even can on it anymore, and it's my main burner. Tamara said she used lavender on her granddaughter today when she got stung by a wasp. Good. Let's see.
Okie Rob is right. Most canned pumpkin that you get in the store today is actually butternut squash. Just canned because it's not just stringy. That is totally accurate.
All right.
Michelle says, I'm growing the rattlesnake beans and greasy beans this fall. See, I'm going to try some greasy beans. Jared from Flutie Lick Homestead sent me some greasy beans. I've yet to get them.
Bragging on those.
Everybody's bragging on them. I want to get mine up, not to eat this year, but I want to get some up for just seed so I have them.
Yeah. Tamara said it worked instantly. Guys, if you do not have oils in your house, doTERRA has a family essentials kit that has every oil you'll need as a beginning, what's the word I'm looking for minor issues that would come up, health issues. I encourage you, if you cannot do anything else for health, you do some type of oils and have a stash.
The essential oils has really been something that's been a blessing to us. Now, they have not cured me of anything, but they actually really help with a lot of my digestive issues.
Can you eat canned pumpkin? Yeah, I guess so.
Breathe says, considering the grand solar minimum, where would be the best part of the U.S. to live? In the South, anywhere in the South.
Except you gotta know.
It gets hot.
Hot and humid.
It gets hot and humid now. But the truth of the matter is, anything below the 38th parallel, 40th parallel across there, you're probably okay.
How long do essential oils keep for once they're open? Usually they'll keep pretty indefinitely. I'm not going to say they'll last forever. Don't take it that way. But they don't lose their potency. At least our oils don't. They'll last a long, long time. I would say most people would use a jar within a year or two, and they should be good that long opened. Don't open several lavenders and have them sitting out. Just keep you one and stash it, stash the rest. Would be what I would think. Yeah, Sherry started with that kit in doTERRA. Yeah, the Family Essentials is a good kit to start with.
That's a real good kit to start with.
It has the top 10 or 12 oils in it that you would need to cover most any minor situation, from stomachs to headaches to bee stings to I don't know, skin diseases, the whole, the whole thing that comes up with
Yeah.
with minor issues.
Yeah, and the thing about doTERRA is 100% pure oil.
Yeah.
Now the roller balls have some fractionated coconut oil in them,
Yes.
but the pure oils last almost indefinitely.
Yeah. Now the roller balls and fractionated coconut oil do have a shelf life.
They have a shelf life on them, but you have to be careful when you order these things from other companies because they'll have turpentine in them. Like I said in the video, if it says that it's not safe to eat or to put inside your body, it's not safe to go on your body. So be careful about that.
Okay, so now Saddle Ridge is asking about tying a rope across the center of the shelves in case of the shaking. They're back on the earthquake thing.
Yeah, you want to put a lip around stuff to keep your jars. I mean, I was going to mention that a while ago. I just didn't think about it, but we put the socks and the rubber bands, and then we have a shelf lip around the edge of ours so the jars don't actually fall off.
Yes. Okay, so
let's see.
Some oils are not safe to eat. Yes, most of doTERRA's is.
Most doTERRA, yeah.
I'm not going to say all of them, but I know most of them are. And you would know, they'll give you a thing telling you, but 90% of doTERRA's is something that you could use in foods.
Danny, do you think South Florida is going to sink underwater?
Who knows? South Mississippi's supposed to.
Everything around me is supposed to. I'm at 350 feet above sea level, which is one of the highest points in the southern part down here of the country. And they're saying that anything 200 foot and under is going to go under eventually one day. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't say in the Bible that it's going to happen, but then again, there's a lot of things that happens that's not in the Bible. So, I mean, I don't know.
Do we have earthquakes? Where we're at,
2 miles north of us, 2 hours north of us does. They have mini quakes.
Yeah. So that's part of it. All right, so we've been on here a while, but guys, I don't think you can can too much as far as canning, but you can can too much of one thing. And really, I don't know that you can can too much. Danny was joking about the 200 jars, but it takes a long time to eat a lot of jelly.
It takes a long time. I want to answer this question I've seen there, if I can find it again.
Do you ever want to move?
Do I ever want to move? Let me put it to you like this. I have tried to move 4 times in my life up north. I went around Connecticut, all up in Massachusetts, looking up in there in New York. I went to Kentucky one time. I've been in Tennessee, all up, Arkansas. Every time, I did live in North Mississippi, but every time God has always told me to go home to where I live. Now, I don't know why. He's put me here. I'm here for a reason, and I'm good to go with that.
How far north can sugarcane be grown?
Sugarcane can be grown all the way up to Tennessee. It's just that you have to be, mostly when you get to Tennessee and north, it's sorghum from that point on.
Eva's fixing to go make toast and jelly. I'm thinking I'm going to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich after we get
Probably
off.
needs a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Anyway, we got to jump off, guys, because we still got to go do things.
All right, Sharon's wanting to know, have we tried canning bacon? No.
I have not done it, but I know how it's done.
We may with this. We've got 2 pigs coming this next week.
You have to use parchment paper if you're going to can bacon.
So we're going to be canning pork. Not this week, but the next week. So we're going to see what all we can.
Laura says, can you grow sugarcane in South California? It depends on if your state allows it. California's getting where it doesn't allow anything, but you should be able to if the state allows it.
Yeah, somebody said stay put.
They're saying Florida will sink since I was a kid.
Yeah, and they've been saying Mississippi's going to have earthquakes since I was a kid. So, at some point, yes, it may happen.
It may happen. I don't know. But if it does, I'll see y'all on the other side.
Yeah, somebody said bacon cans just fine wrapped in parchment. So we may try it.
It does. It does. I mean, I know how to do it. I just hadn't done it.
But we may, because we got 2 pigs. Like I'm saying, we got 2 pigs coming.
Yeah.
We want to pray for our friend Nikki Stanley. She's in the hospital. Her husband asked for prayers, and guys, y'all just keep Nikki in prayer. She's a really sweet girl that's been here several times, I call her my little, call her my baby girl,
Yeah.
and she's just kind of special to us. And we want y'all to pray
She's
for her.
battling cancer.
Yeah, and for her husband,
Fred.
because
Fred.
he's there with her
He's there
24
with her.
hours a day.
Yeah.
Don't leave her side. Go for Green Living.
Daniel from Go for Green lost his house this past week to fire.
And somebody in our group thought it, because Daniel is in Alabama, I'm sure somebody said a homestead in Alabama, house burnt. Somebody in our group thought it was old Alabama gardener. It was not Mr. Charles. Mr. Charles is fine and dandy, so if you're in our group and you saw that post, it was not Mr. Charles.
No.
It was Go for Green Living, Daniel's house burnt. And then I had
Yeah.
another lady, and I don't know her name right off. I'm not supposed to say. Her husband passed away yesterday. We want to keep her in prayers. She just asked that people pray, and we keep her in prayers.
Bree says, please pray for our urgent financial needs. We will do that. Brenda says she has a lung biopsy Thursday. Remember me? And y'all, as y'all see these things go through the chat line, guys, it's not just for us to pray for.
Okay.
Y'all pray for them too.
So Brenda posted it. It's the tinker's wife.
Okay.
If any of y'all, I didn't want to say until I knew, because Brenda and I talked yesterday.
Baker's
the
mom.
Tinker's wife on. She does have a
Yeah.
YouTube channel.
Baker mom said pray for their finances also. Remember Kathy at Living Miracles Homestead had surgery. The lady that passed away who had the YouTube channel, I forgot her name, had all the kids and left her husband and kids behind.
Yes.
I can't think of her name. She passed away.
All right, some of y'all know who we're talking about. You'll have to pop it up, because that was the other one I meant to write down. I couldn't think.
Yeah.
But anyway, she passed away this past week from cancer, and she had 9 children.
Yes.
And she had a YouTube channel, Andrea.
Andrea.
I was thinking Andrea, but I couldn't remember.
Yeah, I couldn't remember her name. We only have 80-something thousand subscribers. I can't remember everybody. You know?
And Beth said her son's friend.
Oh yeah, she said that while I got killed in a car accident or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we want to remember these people, and I know there's more all over the place that need prayer for all kinds of reasons. So just lift everybody up and just keep Danny and I in your prayers.
Keep us in your prayers also, that the heat will break and we'll get some cool weather. It's been a rough year in the Deep South. And I'm still having lots of heart issues. They ain't went away. You know, it's one of the things. I have them like doing this live stream tonight. I've had a lot of issues with my heart just doing the live stream tonight. But it's one of the things I'm trying to learn to live with. And I do covet prayers about that. Yeah. But we do need to go to the Lord in prayer. And you guys see these prayer requests. You pray for them just like we do. It ain't just left up to us. So, Heavenly Father, we do come to you tonight. We want to tell you how much we appreciate you and love you. We want to ask, first of all, that you forgive us where we failed you and where we failed others, and give us a clean slate, Lord. Father, go with us and guide and direct all of our paths and our ways. Whatever our hands touch, may it be blessed. May it be prosperous, Lord. Father, there are those that have mentioned that they need financial help, and pray for their financial situation. And Lord, we want to lift them up, and we want to just ask that you kick the windows of heaven out, as you said in Malachi, that you would do that for them, Lord, and that you give an abundance of everything. And we pray the blessings of obedience from Deuteronomy upon them, Father. And Lord, we ask that we'll be the head and not the tail, that we'll always have to lend and that we'll never have to borrow, Father. And Lord, we think about the ones that's got a lot of health issues tonight, Nikki, and Lord, a very dear friend of ours. We just pray that she can have healing for her body. The ones that's mentioned that they have biopsies coming up, we pray for them, Lord, that they'll have good results and everything will come back negative. And Father, for those that have lost close loved ones, spouses, left behind kids and husbands and wives, and Father, that's a trying time for the family, and we pray for peace and contentment, that they might be able to get through this time, Lord, and you would just meet all their needs during this time now. And Father, I pray for our country. I pray for everyone on the chat here tonight, that Lord, as they begin to prepare for uncertain days ahead, that you would give them an abundance of food or financial resources to be able to purchase food with, and then give them the knowledge to know how to do what they need to do, and help them to be able to prepare, Father. Lord, we just ask you now to just go with us through the night. Help us to rest comfortable, that we can rise tomorrow to do your will and your work, Father. We ask these things in thy name. Amen. Okay.
Ooh,
Ah,
okay.
okay. All right. Thank you guys for the prayers. I really appreciate them. Ah,
I see a lot of requests there, but I can't read all.
yeah, it's going by pretty quick.
Yeah. So it really is tough for us to keep up with some of it, but we try to do as much as we can, keeping up with as many of them as we can.
Yeah.
So guys, thank you for stopping by tonight, and I think we're going to head to the cabin and enjoy
We'll
the
see.
night.
Yeah.
And we're getting it where we're going to be able to stay over there some more often if it cools off, and we'll start doing videos this fall. We're hoping y'all enjoy the cabin build right now, and we'll talk to you later.
See y'all in the next video, guys.